Okay, so we are now recording. This is our Jason the Cosmonauts session, session 4. The last session, our brave group of heroes faced the guardian of the clashing rocks, Talos, this huge spherical mechanism that had been placed there by the gods themselves to guard the way to Colchis. And after various shenanigans, they were able to locate a service hatch in Talos, a round circular hatch, and they were able to penetrate the interior of the Guardian. During a fight against the internal defense mechanisms of Talos, the mechanism itself started to break apart, necessitating a quick escape. This was in the aftermath of a potential mutiny that they were trying to deal with on board the Talos Cosmos, occasioned by the fact that Tidus, the scion of Hephaestus, made a little bit too free with his technological implants, which many of the crew took to be a sign that he was cursed or marked by the Titans themselves, these monolithic machine gods that were cast down many thousands of years ago by the Olympian deities. And it was only thanks to the quick thinking of their pharaoh Leon that this mutiny didn't go ahead. Luckily, Tidus and Theron, the hero of the Republic, were able to escape from the fragmenting remnants of Talos back to their ship. However, as it began to fall apart, the central controller of Talos, a withered old figure who appeared to be biomechanically linked into the Guardian itself, appeared in the form of a holographic projection, denouncing Tidus, the scion of Hephaestus, as a destroyer of worlds, and blaming him for unleashing a great evil on the universe. Some news which is surely not gone unnoticed by the still potentially mutinous crew of the Talos Cosmos. However, we're going to begin shortly with the slightly inebriated captain of the Talos Cosmos, Aeson, emerging onto the deck in the aftermath of all of this as they're heading along the road to Colchis, the way now being opened for them. But before we do that, I'm going to ask each of the players to say hello and introduce themselves and their characters, and maybe say a little bit about what their characters think about what's going on at the moment. So first of all, we'll start with Denim Dennis.
I play Aeolian, the ferryman, navigator of the ship. At the moment, she's quite annoyed with the lack of her captain last time, so she actually had to step in, something she doesn't enjoy but want to do. So she's standing on the deck fuming.
And now we go over to our hero of the Republic, Johannes.
Hello. As John said, I'm Johannes, and I'm playing Theron, the hero of the Republic. He's an Athenian warrior philosopher. He carries the sacred bow of Athena, and he considers himself to be even more heroic now because he thinks he struck down Talos, the Guardian. And he's on board. He's very intent on helping Jason recover the fleece and to set Jason up for eventual rulership, because he thinks that's the right thing to do and the patriotic thing to do. He's basking in the afterglow of this heroic fight that we had.
Okay, thank you very much. And last but by no means least, we come to the captain of this brave vessel, Lloyd.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lloyd. I'll be playing Aeson, son of Cosmas, who is a descendant or a distant child of Dionysus, and as such enjoys the taste of pleasure in all forms, who is currently waking up from a hangover / recovery from his wounds and going aboard the ship to find out what it is that he's missed.
Okay, so we begin the session with you, still with a slight hangover, Captain Aeson. As you emerge onto the deck, you can see that your ship is sailing through the blackness of space, through this now still asteroid field known as the Clashing Rocks. The space around your vessel is littered with what appeared to be bronze and metal fragments, possibly of some sort of large device that appears to have been destroyed. You can see there's a sort of an odd sort of tension on board the deck as you emerge. A lot of the crew are sort of nudging each other and sort of like whispering in hushed voices, and you note a number of them sort of casting furtive and suspicious glances in the direction of Tidus, the scion of Hephaestus. Now, I'm going to ask Eleon and Theron, whereabouts are you on deck? What would you be doing as your captain emerges, probably with like an amphora of wine under his arm?
Well, I'm holding an impromptu lecture, probably about fighting and why we should fight the things that we fight and the rewards of that fight. So glory and acceptance of the divine and a better place in afterlife, all that good stuff. And I will have taken my eager fan from the very beginning of our journey. Let's see. Oh, I have the name somewhere. One moment. Lasthena. Yep, that's her name. So I'm probably sitting at the side of the boat, and well, the ship really. And yeah, I have Lasthena there, and I'm using her as my assistant as I demonstrate all the heroics that I just undertook. And generally, sort of, my purpose is twofold. I want to, raise the spirits of the crew, and then my second purpose is to sort of start taking Lasthena under my wing. I have plans for her.
Okay, splendid. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to make me a flair roll. I'm going to treat this as a create advantage roll, just to see how much you buoy up the spirits of the crew, because they're in quite a dark place at the moment. Would you like to stick with it?
No. Let's see. Yep. Well, I'm going to go all in because there's a reason I'm doing this. It's because our spirits are low. I'm going to invoke both my Athenian warrior philosopher and my hero of the Republic aspects for this.
Okay. Okay, so you have 2 free invokes on your advantage. What would you like to call it?
Let's go back to the beginning. I want to say the Kosmonauts ride once more.
Nice. Okay, so as you head up on deck, Captain Aeson, you can hear the sort of like the last few sentences of this sort of uplifting speech that Theron is giving. You notice, like, certainly the crew nearer to him appeared to be more relaxed and more at ease. They're bending their backs to their jobs more willingly. A few of them are sort of like cheering and like clapping Theron on the back, sort of talking to him and like shaking his hand in that sort of warrior's handshake as he's sort of discussing like the heroics that have gone on. Now, Leon, what are you up to?
Just near the makeshift rope ladder she had thrown over to the moon, discussing with Orion how to get to how to get past all this debris of the destroyed moon.
You notice Orion seems a little distracted, quite sort of like with it and on it. He seems a little distracted. When you come over, he says, "Oh yes, sorry, Ferryman, I was thinking about other things." Well, I think we should be able to avoid most of the debris. It will slow us down a little, but now that the Guardian is gone, we should be able to chart a safe course through Hades willing through the clashing rocks. They seem to have lost all their vigor and their danger with the death of the Guardian.
Yes.
He points at some of these now like lazily floating rocks, which, as you know, seem to be controlled by Talos when you first arrived here.
It does seem like that. She looks back at the crew, looking at them. Some of them enchanted by the
You can see that
rowing
there's
speech.
about a third of the crew are sort of listening to Theron, and they're all like clapping on the back and like shaking his hand. There's still a lot odd groups that were shooting these sort of like dark, sort of stormy glances at Tidus, who, as we established previously, seems to be entirely unaware of this. He's just like stood up on the side of the boat. He's probably talking about Titans.
We probably should get Talos on the deck, though.
Orion looks at you and he says, yes, I think it might be a good idea to take him down below. And then he leans in closer and lowers his voice so only you can hear him, Leon, and says, I must tell you, Fairman, that a number of the crew are not happy about the fact that we've just killed a guardian set here by the gods. If it's not bad enough that we have someone who seems all but convinced that he should be proud of his use of Titan technology on board, and he shoots a glance at Tidus. If that weren't bad enough, the fact that we've then used that technology to destroy a guardian set here by the gods themselves. I know the men are loyal to Captain Aeson. We've been through some tough times together, but I don't know how long they're going to follow us and remain loyal to this voyage with that man on board. And to be honest, although I'm not a superstitious man myself, Ferryman, I can't blame them. I didn't sign on to this to destroy people who were set there by the gods, let alone using, and he says this almost as though he's got a nasty taste in his mouth, let alone using Titan technology. There's a reason that sort of thing was outlawed long ago by the Olympians.
Yes, I'm more concerned about the dying curse, though. But yes, let's get him under deck.
Well, if you would do me a favour and inform the captain of what's occurred, I'll make sure that Tidus is safely stowed below deck. And he goes over and sort of, you see him talking to Tidus and then sort of like leading him down below the deck. So that's what you see going on, Captain Aeson. What are you up to as you sort of swagger up onto deck? You're passed by Tidus and Orion. Orion sort of like looks at you, nods, and then steers Tidus down below deck. You see he appears to be moving him quite rapidly with a sense of urgency. You're not sure why, but...
Did I miss something? I'm sure nothing important.
And as you say that, you step out onto the deck and you see this space around your ship with these huge shards of curved bronze and these huge cogs sort of lazily like spiraling away into the void.
Oh. Theron?
Ah, yes. Brothers, we shall continue presently. I must attend the captain, and I...
So someone at the back says, no, Theron, come and tell us another story about the heroic battles you fought.
In a moment, brothers.
One of them sort of claps you on the back and he says, it's good to know we have a true hero on board, not like some. And as he says that, you see him sort of like glance like daggers at the back of Tidus is just like going below deck. But then as you're sort of like, oh, no, I've got to go and speak to the captain, they're all sort of like, oh, yeah, fair dues.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Captain.
Not a problem. Orion slightly seems to be busy. I understand this report. Exactly what have I missed?
There was a complication of sorts with the way to Colchis, but it is open now, as you can see. And I point towards the path that Talos blocked.
Oh, excellent!
Theron points into the distance, and as some of the rocks sort of like slowly and like cinematically move out of the way as your ship sort of weaves in between them, you can just glimpse in the distance this shining globe, this jewel-like blue and green world of Colchis.
Oh, that's good news. Excellent work. Nice. Everything's going great. I'm glad everything's on board. Absolutely fantastic. Excellent. One small problem.
Yes.
What's that? I say, pointing to the cogs flying around.
That was, I believe, a distant relative of our the Hephaestion of our group. Really, a creation most marvelous, but unfortunately we became entangled, and we were at cross purposes. So an honorable battle was fought.
At which point, Lasthena, who's obviously sort of like hanging on Theron's arm, says, "Oh, but such a mighty creation as that was no match for a true hero of the Republic."
Yes.
And she lets out a little sigh.
Yes. Yes, we must.
I'm sorry. Hold up. We had a battle. Speak faster, man. Come on. Go.
Yes.
It's Elian, okay?
An honorable battle was fought, and
Is Ellen all right?
we suffered no losses.
Is Ellen all right?
I do not know.
I turn around and I go straight towards Elian's place of residence, wherever that is.
Okay, Leon, would you be on the deck or?
Yeah, she's at the deck.
Okay, so you spin round, Captain, about ready to storm down to the Void Temple and try and find Alea, when you see that she's actually like stood on the opposite side of the deck, near what appears to be a bizarre sort of ad hoc rope ladder and grappling hook assemblage that's been like rolled up near the side of the vessel. She stood there looking sort of, her face not betraying any real emotions, as is normally the case, sort of staring off into this void full of spinning rocks and debris.
Okay, so I'm going to start rushing towards her. Then as I get closer, I'll start to slow down and see there's nothing wrong with her. And then I'll sort of stop about maybe like 10 feet away, then take a deep breath and then put myself back into my character again. And then saunter on over and I'm like, Elian, there you are. How fast things?
Oh, Captain, she says in an icy voice. How glad you could join us.
Most people say that I had that effect on people. Are you all right? I heard there was a battle. Is everything all right?
Well, it depends on what you mean by all right. 2/3 of your crew is ready to mutiny.
Last time, did I? Oh, not again.
About Talos.
What? The man who made him put a giant crab onto my ship. What did that fool do now?
Yeah, she turns to look towards you, and even though you can't see her eyes because of the blindfold, you can feel she's scouring at you.
I lean back slightly and I'm like, what did he do?
But I think he is, for lack of a better word, cursed. And he brings calamity with him.
But you're not, so he hasn't actually done anything, he's just a really bad person to have around.
Well, apparently he caused that, and she points out in the void where all the cogs and pieces of Talos is flowing about.
What, by himself?
Well, with our hero's help, I assume. Maybe he actually did the work, I don't know, they were inside him.
As you're saying this, Leon, you're sort of like, obviously you can see sort of like past Captain Aesop, and you watch as Orion sort of emerges back onto the deck, and you realise there's something slightly odd about the way he's moving. He's almost moving like he's a little bit drunk, and then you realise that, obviously, as you know, everyone you see is dead to a certain degree. But as Orion sort of like very slowly and almost like he's drunk, he's sort of like staggering towards you and the captain. To your vision and your vision only, he's getting like clearer and clearer. Normally everyone you see, because they're sort of like alive, is sort of like a bit fuzzy and a bit out of focus because you're linked with like the realm of Hades. However, as Orion's sort of like staggering towards you, it's almost as though like veils are being torn away and he's getting like clearer and clearer to your vision.
Well, I'm sure whatever it is that Titus has done, I'm sure it was mostly for a noble cause. And also, we're already here. We can't turn back.
Noble causes is the doom of us all, Captain. Then she looks over to Orion, kind of like with a puzzled look.
Well, I know you think that such things are bad for someone like me, but I'm quite capable of. Why are you not? Are you looking somewhere else? I can't tell.
As he continues staggering towards you, can see he's like reaching out to put his hand on the shoulder of Aeson, but he's obviously Aeson hasn't realised he's approaching from behind him. Then there's this like loud clink as something seemingly like drops like from Orion, and as you look at the deck, obviously you can all hear the clink. As you look at the deck, Leon, you see a knife stained with blood like fall to the deck.
And so turn around, I'm like, oh. Hello, Ryan. Could you give me a Orion?
As you say that, he literally like falls into your arms, and now like you can see him close up. You can see he has like this horrible stab wound in his chest, and there's blood just like he's been basically trying to hold his own like guts in with his other hand.
Orion, Orion!
He pretty much falls into your arms, and he's like, Captain,
someone get a medic!
By the gods, I'm slain.
I like put my hand over it best I can, try and keep his insides in as much as I can. I'm calling out for help as well at the same time. I'm like, don't just stand there, get a medic! Orion, what happened? Who did this to you? Who did?
He says, it was the second mate, Acastus, and some of the other men. They tried to take Titus when I took him down below. Myself, Jason, tried to stop them.
Evelyn will kneel down to him and put a hand on his shoulder. It's okay, Orion. You did good. Here, you'll certainly pass on to Ishum.
It's not passing on yet. Somebody get a bandage or something.
There's people rushing over trying to bandage him, but for anyone who's like looking at him, he's pretty much been like sliced, and like his gut, the only thing holding his guts in was his hand. He is, I mean, the ferryman's in no doubt that this guy is not long for this world. You can almost hear the barge approaching.
Yeah,
that's how like not long for this world he is. Some of the crew are trying to like bandage him up and trying to like push his guts back into his stomach.
Orion will, Olin will close his eyes and put a oil on each eye.
As you're doing that, he sort of like grabs hold of your hand, not with any force. You can see the light, the strength is leaving Orion's body. He takes hold of your hand, Leon, and then he says, "Tell me, ferryman." And you see like there's this pleading look in his eyes. He's like, "Does anything wait for me in the realm of Hades? Who will support them now that I'm slain?"
Don't worry about it. You pass on safely. Your family will be taken care of by the captain. And she holds his hand. You did good in this life. You should not fear death.
He's back. You can see sort of like his face is going ashen and very pale due to the blood loss. His eyes are starting to like roll back in his head a little. You can tell he's struggling to hold to life, but with all people, when Hades calls and it is your time, you know that when Hades decides you're going, that's it, you going. There's nothing to do.
Evelyn will try to calm him down, so he will pass on without fear, because you don't want him to turn into a ghost.
That's not a problem. That's part of your duties. I'm not going to make you make a roll for that. You've dealt with people before, a ferryman. You're a Scion of Hades. That's absolutely fine. Is there anything in particular you say to him to like calm him down?
Well, she'll try to make the point again that what he did in life will earn his ticket to Elysium.
Can I say
And
something as well?
Go ahead.
As he's sitting down there going, I'll be like, Orion, I don't want you to go, but I can't do anything.
Your sound's getting a bit sketchy, Lloyd.
Am I going like now?
You sort of like drop.
The mic in my mouth. Better?
no,
I might want to try a fresh hangout window, do.
Better.
Okay, so Orion's like lying back. You can see he's passing from his world. You say to Captain Aeson. So he's like looking beyond you at something that you can perceive it Leon. As you know, when people are passing in on the realm of Hades, often met on the other side like spirits of those who've gone before them, and you see this line of people waiting for that's the yes, I can see him. They are my father, and that, and he like reached it.
she'll take the hand of Orion and lead him towards his
So to you,
departure.
translucent, the step out of his body. For a few moments, like a look of regret, for things that were left done in life. He then turns and looks at you, but he has a sort of serenity in his expression, comforted by the words I've said to him. Then he takes your hand, phantasmal relatives and ancestors. They start walking across the void. They get smaller and smaller. And he picks up that his lost stars and them are fading.
He's done, Captain. He's moved on.
Can you guys hear me now? Am I right? I will slowly get up and I'll walk toward the knife that fell from board, one that I cut him, and I shall pick it up.
Yep, you pick it up, laying a pool of Orion's.
And then I shall turn to a crew member and be like, please take off the body for me. I'll be right back.
Yes, of course. You man, big shit would need to hold your respect. Talk about preparation for that. They'll be asking you as well, like, you're the person when it comes to
Yeah, she's not really concerned about it though. So she'll follow the captain.
Is there like an anchor or something I can pick up? Heavy?
yeah, there's an anchor.
Cool. I'm gonna grab giant anchor and just like slug it there. And I'm gonna walk down towards the lower decks.
Does Eolin know if this is his fighting?
I'm just gonna quickly walk and I'll sort of stop and I'll turn towards Ellie and I'll be like, you might want to wait upstairs for this. I might be some time.
She nods and stays back.
Tired.
You don't hear
Cool. I take a deep breath and I go, fine by me. And I'll open the door and head down the stairs.
Okay, as you head down at the bottom of the sort of the wooden ladder, you see the bodies of crewmen and laying on top of laying on top of the face down is Jason.
I'll go up to Jason, sort of turn him over, see if he's all right.
He's dead.
I'm going to keep going down the stairs.
Below deck, it looks sort of mighty storm has struck below deck. There is everywhere. Some of the portals are broken, doors hanging off their hinges, the planks ripped out of the walls.
I'm looking for my second mate if he's down here.
You run around from the Castus, your second mate.
Do I find if Theron is down here? Is it Theron? No, it's
Titus.
Titus. There we go. I keep mistaking everything. My bad.
No,
I look around for him.
You don't see any
look around for Titus
as you wander over to where basically the life pods. You see that one of them is missing.
I take a deep breath and I run back upstairs again.
So while
Teaching out.
it appears to be quite a study, to be honest. She seems to be picking it up fairly well. I mean, stop from getting distracted and falling over yourself, but when you keep a mind on the actually surprisingly with a bow. I mean, previously you'd have thought it comes from like obviously a lot of family. She doesn't actually know much about hunting, but if you have to hunting before, the first time you give the bow, the way she picked it up, it seems very natural to be holding.
All right. So Theron has been very pleased at this. He thought he had to start from nothing and instead go straight on to advanced topics. So Theron and Lasithea are, I guess, at the bow of the ship, shooting at like spinning remains of Talos and like sort of asteroids that float by.
Captain Aeson, as you run back up onto the deck, you can see you lay on the ladder, and as you sort of like reach up the ladder, you there on the rest of the crew are sort of like carrying the body of a riot below deck, probably to put it in his quarters to be like buried somewhere respected.
I look around. I go, "Who's on watch?"
Mister,
There's one of us pods have escaped. Find it.
get out of the other and go and look for it.
If you must. I want it found within the day.
Well, the only world within range would be itself. I guess I'd say they're probably made for.
All right then. Put the man down. We're selling for now.
Dead on with all due speed.
I'm going to take command of the ship and like just head straight for there.
Reach Colchis. Is there anything you're going to watch on your journey there?
Yeah, I will go downstairs and just check if there's any ghosts lingering, specific of Jason, if he has if he has passed on.
Okay, you have below deck. You see a sort of phantasmal outline of Jason stood next to his own.
His size. She approaches him.
He smiles at his own body.
You can't stay here. We have to move on.
Well, but long enough to speak to you since the others. I tried speaking to the captain. He couldn't hear me. I know that I can't remain. The time is done. I'm a worshipper of the gods. I know it's not right for me to remain here, but I need to make sure that whatever happens to me, you'll face back to my people without the plague continue. It was never about the kingdom. You'll get to restore the health of my people. That's peacefully into the realm of Hades.
Despite the captain's love for wine, he is quite capable. So I've that we will reach the and with the hero of the Republic, and I have no doubt that we will defeat anything stand in our way. So
Again,
rest assured,
he smiles slightly
it will
sadly
get
and
back
says,
at.
I am glad that I can now rest easy. Not inches hold on snake exam. A great number of armies at his command. He may wage war on you if you leave.
It's nuts.
I hope your hero.
No.
And as he says, he started.
Okay, she waits until she's certain he's gone, and she will cover his eyes with opals too, and let some member know so that they happen and then get that. And she'll go up and I guess the captain is busy right now.
Slightly. He come talk to me.
Well, yeah, she'll go to the captain.
Okay.
Kind of on duck. I'm just looking forward to my sand.
Jason passed.
I saw.
No, he's not a ghost.
Good.
When people leave things to back, unfinished business, they cannot. They're stuck here.
I got it. I know what you mean.
Even that we might get problems. We get back to Athens.
That is far my concern, right? We have to get back to Athens first.
Well, it's a mortal realm, so not really my expertise.
Elliot, anything actually that would actually help me right now, I'd say.
No.
Then let me do my job, and you can do yours.
And leaves him on the bridge. Right, that's the.
Yeah, bridge.
Okay, so
It goes down into a temple and stays there.
okay, anything else anyone do need to? Okay. A few hours later, you the large guns on Colchis, and you begin heading towards the sort of central. One does strike you, you see of a great city in the this continent approaching the shoreline, and all of the buildings you can see, they have this sort of high-tech look. If you imagine you guys are sort of like rocking around in an ancient like Grecian, these huge like high-tech sort of glass skyscrapers. Approaching the shore, you can see what appears to be a huge crowd of people. They're all looking quite eager. They're all sort of like looking approach. You can see they don't appear to be warriors or anything like that. It's just like a crowd gathered on the beach. You're approaching.
right. We'll just park up. We can do that, right? We're a boat.
Okay, as you sure, be this huge crowd of people on the beach applauding, and they're carrying sort of bunches of meat. You see like back pop wide inside the house.
I'll gather the together. So I'll speak to them quickly before we get off.
As you're sort of in the crew, right? I've used female voice to say, well, as you turn around, Captain, you see what appears to be an incredibly beautiful, a beautiful woman you've ever seen, emerging from the below deck on your. Don and Theron, you obviously recognise the one you picked up previously. Obviously, the captain was in. She was even on board.
I'll stop and take a look. My eyes now are. I'm sorry, I don't think I had the pleasure. Who are you?
My name is Madeira. I'm a priestess, Colchis. The clashing rocks, and then they were racing towards my vessel, kind of the scream of the man, and then I was waking up hearing.
I sort of look. I go, Theron.
Yes.
Do you mind for me? I need to speak to the men.
Well, you see, it went down something like this, and then I give my version of the event.
Yeah, that's fine. She listens intently as I'm describing.
I'll get the men together quickly and sort of like get them all together and sort of like, get everyone ordered. I'll sort of go to them and go, all right, men, we've arrived at this. We came on a set job. It was to get Jason here, get the fleece, and go. You may not know this yet, some of you who haven't gone below deck, but Jason is gone, and so is the second mate. We are not going to change our path. We are still going to get that fleece for Athens. That much is clear. People need help. However, one of our own has struck out against us. And as such, we must make sure that does not go unpunished. Some of you are going to come with us as we go forward and see what we can do about getting that fleece. I want the rest of you to focus effort on finding him, finding out where he went, finding out what he's done, and you let me know.
Captain.
Other than that, and I'll sort of force a smile and go, drink and be merry, we've landed. Have fun.
And they start sort of splitting up into groups and filing off the ship. As they're heading onto the beach, like people are sticking their hand and like on the back, like passing and horns and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And I'll go, Theron, come with me.
All right.
And I'll sort of take him to the side and go, do you know what Jason's plan was for getting the fleece by any chance? Did he share it with you?
Did he, John? John?
He didn't give you any sort of like foreknowledge of his plan. No, although the general was sort of a very sort of like person, he wasn't exactly one for the forward planning. From what you spoke to him, his plan was pretty much to like rock up to Colchis and have this fleet and like head back for Athens.
Roll in, roll out. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Captain, I'm afraid that Jason, while filled with the spirits of nobility, isn't so much for the gift of thought that Athena gives us. And
Well then, I do apologize for this, but I'm going to have to use you as bait.
As you're
For
saying
what
this,
exactly?
your speech is interrupted. Their horns being blown, and as you watch, you see a number of ceremonial, very extravagant bronze arms clearing a path through this crowd of people who have gathered on the beach. And you see a man in long, flowing, glistening white clothing walking down. He has a large, ringleted, waxed beard, so in a slightly different style than what you were used to be seeing. He has a sort of slightly lined, elderly face. You see, it appears to be someone of great importance here by the way people are sort of bowing and stepping out of the way of him.
And I turn towards Theo and I go, it arrives. I do apologize for all this, and I'll go for it and meet that man. I have a feeling I know what's about to happen.
Walk down the deck, this man with this long ring-bitted beard says, "Greetings, honoured guest. Welcome to Colchis."
The pleasure is all ours. We are grateful for being upon this sacred land with your sacred people. And thank you so much for the warm and fantastic welcome.
He steps forward and says, "Will you share some wine with me, stranger?"
I never say no to wine.
And he sort of claps his hands, and one of these guards pulls out this fabulously gilded wineskin and it's over to you.
I will gladly take it and go, wine is only good for the sharing, not for the enjoyment. Please, have some with me.
Well said, well said. He takes a glug of this wine and passes it over to you.
I'm like, woo!
It has been far too long since I've had visitors to Colchis. You are all most welcome here. Consider our hospitality at your disposal whilst you remain here. Aetes of Colchis.
King Aetes, I say as I go on my knee, we are blessed with your presence and the chance to share a drink with you. Thank you so much for your hospitality, and we will gladly take it on board. But what brings a king himself down to meet simple people like us?
He looks like he's about to answer. Then you see he sort of looked over your shoulder back up at the gangplank. And then as you sort of turn around, you see that this young, beautiful-looking woman that you've rescued has sort of moved to the top of the gangplank. And he says, This is truly a blessing. Not only do we have marvellous new friends visiting us, but you have really our heights. At which point the beautiful almost curtsy says, "To might I be permitted to return to the sisterhood of Hecate in the great thanks to the goddess, the brave souls who ensured my return." At which point the king, although he's obviously the king, he seems very respectful. He bows himself and then says, "Of course, High Priest, please." And he clicks his fingers, gestures for a couple of his ceremonial bodyguard, and says, "Please return the High Priestess to the great temple of Hecate with all speed." He gestures for her to go with these two warriors. He's sort of walking off the ship. She pauses for a few moments and a glance falls on the three of you. He smiles and "You have done me a great service by rescuing me from almost certain death in the clashing rocks. If there is anything I can do, or that the goddess wills that help you, please hesitate to ask." But
I will bow to her for now, and I'll go have that very soon.
she smiles and she's escorted away by these two ceremonial guards.
I'll turn towards him and I go, well, this is a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. A whole king come down to meet little us. We just happen to have your priestess as well.
Indeed, Colchis has been isolated for so long by the fear of the clashing rocks. We sent our priestess out with offerings to the gods in the hope that they might open the way to allow us to once more rejoin the world's lodge. benefit from the bounty that we have here on Colchis. And when we heard word that the way had been opened, we assumed they were successful. But when the device failed to return, I must admit, I lost faith for a few moments and I feared the worst. But even kings can be foolish, and as I have seen, God is merciful. Not only have they brought us new friends through the open way, but they have returned the high priestess to us.
Well, did it not just bring you new friends? I say as I turn around and I point to Theron. I will introduce you to one of our very, very most trusted crewmen. Theron, please come meet the king.
I smooth my royal blue robes in preparation of talking with the king, no less. And I hand off my bow to Lastina and approach the king with open hands to show my intent.
As you reach him, he says, "No, please, there is no need to stand on ceremony, sir. You're honoured. Even in Colchis, word of your great deeds has reached us." And at which point he sort of like he gives a small bow himself, and he clasps your hand, and says, "It is so rare in these times to find someone who is as great with the pen and the mind as they are with the sword. I have heard that you, Theron, and we are honoured to be in your presence tonight." And he turns almost as though he's talking to the people a little bit. "Tonight is to be a night of feasting and celebration to honour our guests. Let the hospitality of Colchis be known far and wide. Let no door be closed to our guests." King 80s, and they start chanting his name, and there's a few chanting your guys now. There's people like sloshing the wine back and like passing out like cheeses and bread and meat, and it's like a huge like Christian beach party basically.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm going to ask make me a focus roll. The difficulty is 2.
I'm rolling better now. The last game was
You were in Star Wars.
yeah, that was a train wreck.
Okay, so since you're sort of like at the front of like your group, because you're like talking to the king, you know, as you're looking across, you can just see at the very edge of like a wooded copse where the beach moves onto the mainland. You can see Medea being escorted by these ceremonial guards. As the king's talking to you, notice she pauses briefly just before she disappears into the trees. She looks back over at you guys talking to the king, and there's a slight look of worry in her face, but then she turns away and
I make a mental note of this and continue my discussion.
okay, the king's there, and he says, "Pray tell me, what is it that brings such a reputed, a legend even to our shores?" Oh, but please, forgive me. You must be funny. Your long journey.
Yes, quite.
But please, meat and bread for our guests, which got wines brought forward, bread, meat on a platter, brought forward.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
I have a like a.
being wined and dined at the end of push drink on you.
Yeah, I have like a entire chicken leg, and I'm just gnawing on it.
I'm actually not drinking or eating that much. I take a bit and I sort of have a bit of happy face, and my memory recalls what just happened, and I sort of like just sort of put it back down again, lose appetite, so back and forth.
Ulian will take a plate with some olives and some bread and some meat, and then she'll wander off down the beach towards where our priestess disappeared to.
Okay, no problem. So you wander off. As the celebration is talking to the king, Eleona's wandered off. Captain Aeson, as you're sort of like looking around, you hear a swishing sound from just offshore, and you look back, you can see one of your lifeboats effectively poling towards the beach. You can see the crewmen in it that you sent to cast us.
I'll go, oh, excuse me for one moment. I just have to check on my crewmen. I won't be too long. And I'll walk towards it.
The leader of the crew that you sent out sees you and he sort of jumps in up to his knees. We found the other lifeboat a couple of miles in that direction offshore. They must have swum ashore.
No one else was on it?
Not as far as I could see.
All right. They couldn't have gone far.
He looks back and he says, "We did find one thing there, Captain." He says, "Bring what I found from the boat," and they bring out this strange sort of twisted look. You can eyes it as like a piece off hide as one of time.
Oh shit! Well, he's dead.
He says the men think it be a cursed piece of Titan technology. I said that you want to see.
You're right. I said I take it and I'll like sort of put it on me for now in case you see him again. He might want it back. From now on, also tell the men to party as much as they want to, but to keep an eye out. Strangers in this city and on this planet cannot go far. Someone must have seen them. Tell them to ask around.
The crewman nods and says, "You heard the captain. Make merry, but keep your swords close and your wits about you, then." And they nod and start dispersing amongst the crowd.
I didn't catch your name.
Pick a name for the crewman. It's one of your crew.
Oh, cool. Excellent. He can be Geronos. Oh no, Geronos. Geronos sounds recruiter.
Geronos.
Yeah, Geronos.
Okay, no problems.
And I look at him and go, Geronos, from now you're acting first mate.
Oh, thank you, Captain. Now, if you had to come up with like a high concept or a sentence to describe Geronos, how would you describe him?
He's definitely the gruff, silent type.
Okay.
No longer doesn't wear red. No longer a red shirt.
Okay, splendid. So he looks a little bit awkward, and then he says, "Thank you, Captain. I'll do my best."
And I nod to him.
And he starts dispersing in the crowd with the rest of the men. Okay, meanwhile, Leon, you've sort of like wandered like the head on the beach. The sand has made way to this like luscious grassland, and just beyond it, you have this luscious green forest that was led into by these ceremonial guards.
Mm-hmm. She'll stop. She won't go up to temple or anything. She'll stop down there and she'll make a little shrine where she'll put the olives and the bread and the meat into the shrine, and she'll see if she can lure any local ghosts close.
I would say that's probably a focused roll.
Okay. Hang on, I need... one.
After a short while, you do see a vaguely sort of very hazy sort of outline. It looks like an old man. He sort of like he approaches quite cautiously towards this shrine. You can see he's nearer into the ground as he moves, and you can see the scenery behind him through this hazy outline of his ghostly form.
Okay, she will. What is the word? Consecrate the food so he can eat it.
He leans over and he sort of breathes in. He's trying to get sort of memory of the sand food. And as you watch, the food sort of slowly starts to like wither and crumble away as they're going moldy like, very quickly. He sort of like breathes in the spiritual essence rather than eating it physically. And his outline seems to get a little bit stronger as his eyes to him. His eyes grow a little brighter, and he looks around as if he's more about surroundings and what's
Okay, I'll like to use a stunt. The ghost in the walls. Where I can find a helpful ghost in just the right place.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so as he looks at you and he's also seeing you for the first time now. He's, you know, that ghosts that have been around from time lose awareness of their surroundings unless it's like something that specifically pertains to them. If they're given offerings, they sort of the person, and he looks at you, seeing you for the first time. His eyes are a little brighter now. And he even looks a little younger than he did previously. And he says, "Thank you. So many here have forgotten the old ways."
That's quite okay. All right, brother. And she takes his ghostly hands. You find it satisfying?
Yes, it's been too long since I the likes of real food and fresh olives and bread. Odds how I missed bread. I'd almost forgotten the taste of it.
We are new to Carcass. Have you been here long?
Yes, I was born in Colchis. I lived to the ripe old age of 38. Then I passed my last breath in Colchis.
Oh. Well, I ride on the good ship, the Talos Cosmos. I'm traveling with Captain Ason. Would you mind speaking to him? He might have some questions.
I do not mind. I vaguely remember trying to
No.
speak to my granddaughter. She got hit, no matter how I screamed, and in the end, she faded from my memory, and everything else seemed to go dim and hazy.
Yes. But I will act as the interpreter between you and him.
Given this offering, you can do the least I can do is try and answer some of your questions. I'm an old fool like me to help you with, but yes, but please lead on.
Oh,
What is your name, stranger?
Aeolian. Farmad. I'm a skier of Hades. That is why I can see you. She takes his hand and leads him back to the party. And she kind of hopes the captain isn't too drunk as this when she gets back, but you never know. If she sees any other activities,
Captain.
Currently, I'm too busy. I'm probably still looking for a custard, so I haven't drank that much. So I'm fairly all right.
Leading this girl, and you mentioned obviously the CRP calls up as are you sure you don't mean Talos?
There's a little part inside her there where her unbeating heart skips. But she tries to play it cool. She doesn't reply.
Thanatos is the with the realm of the dead. Surely everyone knows that. It must be a strange place indeed that you come from.
It is a strange world indeed. But rest assured, all will be taken care of. If you have anything you need me to help you with after we spoke to my captain, I'll be happy to help you.
He nods. You help me more than I could wish for. It's been so long since I've had someone to talk to, and I've known the delights of real food, the taste of it upon my. Please, lead on.
But you try to get the attention of her captain without calling out his name. So if she can stand in his line of sight, she'll do that and kind of nudge him over.
I'll probably catch her, and I'll take a deep breath and sort of compose myself and walk on over, and I'll go in.
Captain. She takes the captain under his arm with the ghost in the other arm and walks away from the beach. I have someone you need to meet.
Yes. Where are you taking me? Who do I who do I need to meet?
Out of sight, out of hearing.
All right. And I'll follow.
I completely forgot the ghost name. What was his name? Format. Format, this is Ison, my captain. And captain, next to me is standing the ghost. Format.
Alien, why are you translating between me and the ghost?
He lives here, in a sense. So I figured he could help us finding what we need.
How? He's dead. How? When did he die?
Well, he's a ghost, so he's not technically dead.
Patience. All right. What's his name?
Tharmak.
Tharmak, thank you for wanting to speak to us, wherever you are. Have you seen a man come in on a lifeboat not long before we got here? Maybe within the day. Came up on the shore not so far yonder.
Yes, I did see a stranger came aboard on me. He had another fellow that was seemed to be asleep. He was to buy some of the king's guard and take him to the palace.
The palace? What is the city's not telling me? Did they say anything? Was there anything else? I say, asking Elian.
Yeah, I'll just translate between them.
Well, I didn't really hear their conversation, but he seemed to be saying that he had some important information that he needed to pass on to someone of importance.
All right. Thank you very much. And Elian, do your ghost thing.
Yes, don't join the party just yet. Thank you, Tharmak. You've been most helpful.
Oh, not at all. I'm happy to have been able to help. Although the way you talk, the way you act is strange.
Yes, we come from a place far away.
What, beyond the clashing rocks?
Yes, even beyond the clashing rocks.
His eyes wide. These are truly strange times indeed.
But I think it's time that you let go now and move on.
What do you mean, move on?
You can't stay here.
I can't move on. What about my ancestors, my descendants? Who will look after them when I'm gone?
People have to look after themselves. That's how we earn our place in eternity. But don't worry.
Oh, but
If it's the
to pass into the great unknown without even a last drink of wine or mead to smooth my journey along, sure would not ask that of me after bringing me back with your offering.
no.
That would be cruel indeed.
If you wish wine, I'll get you wine.
He smiles and nods.
If
He's
you'll wait,
almost like a hungry look in his eyes.
if you'll wait here, I'll be back. And he takes the captain halfway back to the party.
Do you want wine?
Yes, she takes the wine from the captain. It still takes him halfway back. So, I think the worship the Titans here.
I'm sorry, what?
I think they are worshipping the Titans.
Oh, I was just hoping it was a joke.
Oh, Captain.
Alright, I have to remember to tell the men that they worship the Titans here. Must remember, don't forget. Would that be all?
I think we need to be extra cautious here.
At
Yes.
this point, I'd like to offer a compel to yourself, Ace. How much of that wine that was being offered have you drunk?
Quite a bit.
Have a fate point.
Okay, I'm about to earn myself another fate point.
Go on then.
I look over and I go, would that be all? Nothing else?
She pause. Yes, but
Good, you may be on your way.
Okay, as you're starting
Wait!
to...
Sorry, one second, hold on. Not you, I meant her. Wait! I should apologize for my behavior earlier. On the ship when we spoke. I was a little curt with you and I apologize for that.
that's okay. We should have apologized for being so drunk you weren't there with the battle.
That was harsh. As I move closer and I go, the truth is, as I put my hand, the truth is, it's hard for me to deal with what you are. And I feel it separates how I feel about you from what your actual task is.
As you're saying this,
yeah,
Captain, your head is starting to like swim a bit. You're starting to feel a little bit sort of fuzzy around the edges. And as you sort of put your arm around Leon's waist, like, your legs are almost sort of like go out from underneath you. And you put him like drop on one knee. As you're starting to feel like very, very like tired and like sluggish and lethargic. You know, like, sort of drops down under me with his arm still around you. His voice sounds like very thick and sort of like laboured, as though he's like struggling to speak, and his eyes just top a little bit.
Well, she probably seen him really, really drunk before.
Indeed, you have. However, you know that he's only had like half a like jug of wine since he got off, and he's got a fairly good tolerance for it.
But the truth is, the reason why I always have you on board isn't for your gift. It's because I think you're. I'm really tired.
At which point, the captain just like passes, hits the ground.
Okay, Julian is left kind of perplexed about this, looking. kind of feeling him laying at her feet. She's not. There's always a
Not now,
crew.
mommy. It's morning.
There's always a crew member to pick him up. And she. She kind of pokes him with her foot.
You hear like a soft snoring from him, but he doesn't wake up.
Well, she leaves him laying here because she can't really lift him, and goes back to find the hero of the Republic. He seems like a big, strong fella.
Okay, as you're you're chatting away with the king, Theron, have you partaken of any of the food and drink with him?
Yeah, not so much to drink, but I make a point of eating quite a bit. It's a point of courtesy to him. Also, he subscribes to sort of the ancient ways of thinking about food. So, since he's a big hero and he thinks he understands the way the world works, he consumes a lot of the kinds of food that people used to think makes you stronger and more capable.
Okay,
So I'm
in which case
like,
you can have a fate point, so move yourself one over from the ball.
yeah. So
You're starting to feel pretty tired. A few of the other men on the beach are like yawning as well. So I think you guys are pretty much like pedal to the metal, like trying to get out, and there's a huge battle and stuff. So
Would that be all? I'm sorry. Would that be all the guts, like the liver and all that they eat to
Yeah.
give them strength?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so as you're seeing something 80s, forgive me, I didn't. You must all join me at the palace. Welcome to stay as long as you want. As I've said, no door will be locked to you. Our hospitality is yours for the taking.
yeah, I'm there scarfing down like ox testicles and whatever, like goat testicles, all the good stuff, hearts, and that's all the intestines,
Okay, so
livers.
that's the walk back into Leon. Basically, Theron like scoffing down a platter of like oh, you must all come back to the palace and accept our hospitality.
Well, I mean,
Please
most food tastes the same for us. So. Oh, Theon, are you awake?
I think even notice. I think I'm leaning towards because I think my place where we're eating is quite close to the king, so I'm sort of leaning to the. I'm just like stuffing like liver into my mouth and trying to talk while doing to the king. Like, oh, this palace sounds like a good place to be. Do you have beds for us? I kind of feel sleepy now.
Yeah, yes, of course we have the finest of rooms, Colchis offer. And as I've said, you wanted it for far too long since we have had guests in the royal palace.
Because I like palaces. Ooh.
Yeah, and obviously you're sort of like looking around, Leo. You can see that like basically like loads of like the other asleep and they're sort of like, asleep on the beach, sort of like amidst all these like, people.
Okay. Well, he's again puzzled and a little bit confused to what's going on with them. But then again, the crew and the captain and all others always been kind of weird to her. So she goes over to Theon, looks down at him.
Hey, you need to have some of this. This is good. It contains the vitality of Ares himself, and I offer you some goat testicles. Eat.
Oh, I'm quite full, thank you. She looks at the king. I think I have to take him back to the ship.
Nonsense. Join us at the royal palace. You're guests.
Yes, and we haven't had the wrestling matches. They have to begin after releasing as we have. So
Indeed,
I'm ready to go.
we have the finest of dancing girls at the Royal Palace. Worthy.
Yeah, and as Theron is trying to engage, but like his other eye is closed, and he's just struggling to stay on.
Did he bring his bow? Is that near him?
Yeah, it's with Lastina. What's Lastina doing, John?
She's right way through the crowd towards you. The bow's like over her shoulder, like sort of like she's not ready. She's got like a sort of weird, like half sleepy smile on her face as well. She looks a bit like she pretty much weaves almost like the crowd towards you, Pharaoh. So grabs hold of your arm. She's saying something and then your arm and not falling asleep.
Such a feast.
King 18 laughing there. Why, Theron, do I hear bells of matrimony in your future? It's like in a good nature.
I have sworn myself to the goddess.
and at that point, Theron passes out. Last thing is already asleep.
When it looks, I'll bring them up to the palace then.
You need not concern myself. And at which point, like a load of those like ceremonial guards like appear, obviously like stationed nearby.
No, he needs to be dressed properly. This is his.
Nonsense, man! Oh yes, road the Diary. Please take them to the palace.
He's very much concerned about that. So he's a hero of the Republic, so he needs to make a proper appearance.
Please,
so
do not stand on ceremony on my account.
No, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for him. And see, I'll bring him back after he's been dressed. And she summons the group of ghosts to carry him and his mistress.
Okay, no problem. You sort of Theron and his just like floating as far as everyone else is concerned, like back towards the boat. Then like 80 like floating away. Obviously, thinks better of it.
We'll come up there, and she picks up the bow and goes down to pick up the captain.
You had in the ghost, or are you going?
Yeah, she's walking next to the ghost, carrying the Tachyon bow.
You head with the ghost to where you left the captain. When you arrive there, you find he's no longer there. You see the Thomat is still stood there, like where you left him, like waiting for his wife.
What happened?
He says, well, some of the guards from the palace came down and they picked up your sleeping friend and took him back off towards the palace.
Oh, okay. She directs the ghost with Theon and his mistress, and Thamak the ghost up to her little shrine, where she puts the wineskin and she consecrates it so he drinks it.
Thom sort of leans over this wine and again sort of breathes in as though he's trying to breathe in the spiritual essence of this wine. Then his face sort of like crinkles up. It's the look of disgust. This wine is tainted.
It is?
It's just a wrinkled look on his face. So he's just like eating something really sour. And he says, yes, there is something wrong with it. I do not know what.
Oh.
The essence of it is tainted somehow.
deeply sorry about that. I have to take care of these now, but I'll come back with some wine from our storage. I'm sure that's not tainted.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
And she directs her ghost carrying the two unconscious back to the ship up the.
Okay, as you're sort of heading back, you can see this whole like procession of people and his royal guard, etc., are also wending their way through the trees towards this. In the distance, you can see that pretty much like carrying like the rest of the.
Okay, so it's only
fairly gently. They're not sort of tied them up or anything. They are just like carrying them towards the.
Okay, so did the captain leave a skeleton crew on board?
There would certainly be about a dozen men on board. You expect normally it would have been the first mate. Given I'm not sure who the captain's elected to replace him.
Okay. She takes them down to the captain's quarter to have the ghost put them in the captain's bed, and she rummages through all his files and stuff, and see if she can find anything that he uses for hangovers or maybe a vomit remedy of some sort.
I think you'd probably find something like smelling salts or something like that could be used to induce vomiting.
Okay, and she will apply that liberally to Theon.
Okay, fair enough. You go from having this nice, like, pleasant, deep sort of blissful feeling of slumber, scent that you've ever smelt in your life. You up, chuck everything you've like drank and eaten last few, which is fairly unpleasant and it leaves you feeling quite wiped, very messy. However, as you're vomiting, it does start to clear a bit, and you start to feel like more awake now that you've got this substance out of you.
So the image is Theron laying next to a pile of intestines that he just vomited up. Previously consumed intestines.
Yep, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the like still like coming to like your armpit, but she's still like still out.
Every day as a Greek hero is a feast. Are you okay?
What?
Are you back?
From there.
From I don't know where you went.
Are we in Athena yet? Athens?
No, you're on board Thasmus. He puts the vial with the smelling salt.
She basically smells like a side of it.
So I start dry heaving.
Luckily, you've got most of the stuff out of your stomach, so you're just like.
Okay, well, she cocks it and puts it in on the bed, and not in a power oven, but on the bed. And she kind of grabs him by the shoulders. You need to be the hero now. But the captain has been taken, and so has the majority of the crew.
What? Where?
I think you were poisoned. Well, more poisoned than normal when you drink wine. So.
I didn't drink wine though. A little bit, but.
Spoke a ghost that said that it was tainted.
And this is something a ghost would know?
Well, I gave him some other one, but.
You gave a ghost wine?
Yes.
How? Okay.
Dan, these people are worshipping Titans.
Who is worshipping Titans now?
The people here on Kakos.
So
So I think
are we still there?
Yes. So if you could take, and she grabs his bow and tries to put it in his arms. So if you couldn't like do your thing. I think we need to rescue the captain, the crew, and the high priestess as well.
So who? Oh, Lastina. Give me that, and I motion to the skunk bottle.
She gives him the skunk bottle.
Yeah, I jam it under Lastina's nose.
You jam it under Lastina's nose, and there is explosive like vomit that pretty much covers you. As applies a second coat to the vomit, you're ready where everything. At which point, seems absolutely mortified that she just like vomited her entire like contents of her stomach over you, and she starts trying to ineffectively like dab it off you. With, like,
Yeah.
Theron, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, Theron. I'm really sorry. I don't know what came over me, Theron.
What happened, Lastina? Shh. What happened was you received the call to heroism.
What?
You're prepared now.
I know she's just like a little bit out of it. She's like, what do you mean, Theron? I've already told you that I'll go anywhere you go, but I'm no great hero or philosopher like you.
No one is until they are. And I get up. Where are we?
You're on board the Talos Cosmos.
In the captain's quarters.
Captain's quarters. Okay, so I get his like sheets from his bed, and just sort of.
The odd thing you notice about the captain's cabin as you do this is obviously both yourself and Lastina are like covered in vomit from the two of you. But as you look around, one thing strikes you as odd. There's already like a bucket of vomit in the corner of the room that you're sure you didn't create.
As I'm wiping all this off, I'm like, "Whoa, we missed. There's a bucket here."
It sets the atmosphere in the room.
we know for next time.
Well, hopefully there won't be a next time. Are you ready now?
I pop into my quarters, grab a tunic, do a little bit of what they call gird your loins. So I basically re-emerge, like slightly oiled, and wearing my basically just like a loincloth wrapped around so that it's not just flapping in the wind. And with my bow. Okay, you lead on. Show me where they took the captain. Lastina.
Evelyn will take the bottle of concentrated skunk and a short sword that she will hand to. Was it Alina? Asina. Yeah.
Thank you.
You probably need a shield too. I think we have some on board.
And presumably the three of you sort of make your way up onto the deck of the ship. As you arrive on the deck of the ship, you see stood each what appears to be a unit of heavily armed, wearing similar regalia to the ceremonial guards of Aetes that you saw earlier. However, unlike the sort of filigreed ceremonial armor that you saw the previous guards wearing, which was obviously designed for show and to make an impression, the armor that these guys are wearing looked dinted and scratched. It's obviously seen battle. Unit of tall, helmeted figures with these crests rising from the centre of the helmet in this sort of deep indigo armour stand on the beach. As you emerge onto the deck, the leader of them says, "Surrender in the name of King Aetes!" And that is where we end the session for this evening. I hope that was okay for you guys.
Yeah.
Yep, good times.
Yep. Party!
Okay.
Where's Terran's Q? Or Q?
such luck. But I'm going to end the